Hey everybody, welcome to another
Adventures with Paul.
Today's adventure is a viewer-suggested topic about the Specialized Sirrus X 5.0. This is not really a specific bike packing, bike touring bike. It's really a fitness city bike if you look under specialized categorizations. I'm going to go over the bike, how it rides, how I set it up for bike packing, so let's get into it. Before we start, let me just say I am not a professional bike reviewer. I'm not sponsored by anyone. I didn't get anything free. I paid just as many dollars as you pay on this, so I'm going to give you my honest thoughts about this because I'm spending my money just like you are. Paul, could you give us your impression on the bike? I'm sorry, I don't do impressions. So first, let's just get the first thing out of the way. The bike is a fitness bike. It's got an upright seating position. So this is not as aggressive as my Specialized Diverge. It's got flat bars instead of the drop bar, which makes it more comfortable. I'll find that as I'm touring, I generally have about a 12 to 13 mile an hour moving average as compared to my Diverge, which is about a 13 to 13.5 moving average. So if you look at it over the long haul, it's a little bit slower, but I don't get any fatigue in my neck from bending over, looking up, no lower back pain, and I get to sit up and see more of the world around me, which is honestly kind of why I'm out here. So I like the way it's set up, and I enjoy riding it. I replaced the stock seat with a broken-in Brooks B17. The advantage is I can sit on this all day, and it's still comfortable. For the handlebars, I found they were a bit too wide, so I cut an inch off of both sides, so I made them a little bit narrower. So that fits my reach and fits my arm length very well. I also replaced the stock grips with these Ergon GP1s. I've had them on previous bikes and they've worked very, very well for me. The flat bar also has more real estate than the drop bar did, which enabled me to put my bell on, my light, and my head unit for my GPS. I also have an Ornat handlebar bag here, which I keep my Patagonia windbreaker. I keep just like a camp towel, and I have some sunscreen. Underneath the stem, you're going to see I've got a canister of bear spray attached with Voil straps here. So this is under my stem, and I have easy access to it while I'm on the bike, and then I'll take it off and camp with it when I get off the bike. The brakes are hydraulic Tektro. They are stock brakes and they stop just fine. I don't have a problem with them. I would suggest bedding them in when you first get them. I do like the feel of the Dior on my other Niner, and I'll probably swap them out at some point. But as far as just stock brakes go, no problem whatsoever. Connecting the bike to the ground are the Specialized Pathfinder Pro tires. These are 700 by 38s. They are not as wide as the 700 by 42s on my Diverge, but they work well for the intended purpose. Because you've got to remember, the tours that I normally go on are asphalt roads and rail trails, bike paths. So bike paths can be asphalt or they can be that crushed limestone. I'm not taking this thing off of ledges. I'm not going over rocky terrain. This bike is more for kind of urban paths and rail trails. They're set up tubed right now, which works just fine. I think when I get my first puncture, although I'm probably tempting the flat god's fate by saying that, when I get my first puncture, I might set them up tubeless, but they're working just well as they are as tubes. And they still have the original tube in, which is pretty good. The trigger shifter on the handlebars controls the drivetrain, which is a 1x12. I'll post the difference between the two of them, between my Diverge and the Sirrus here, so you can see the difference. But on the highest gears, the Sirrus tops out about 95 gear inches, whereas the Diverge could go to 98.6 or 117 if I wanted. So what does that mean overall? Well, I don't have as many pedaling while I'm flying downhill gears as I do on the Diverge. With what I have here on the Sirrus, it's just fine for me to cruise. You can see the green gear inches that I've laid out on the chart are what I normally travel in, and that gives me my cruising gears, and I'm in those 90% of the time. For the pedals, I used the Crank Brothers stamp pedals. I think these are called Expedition on my drivetrain. I use flat pedals for two reasons. One, when I'm riding and I have to push it up a hill, I can just hop right off of the bike and I'm not worried about the grinding or the slipping of the cleat. And two, when I get into town, I don't have to carry a second pair of shoes with me. So you're gonna ask, how does the suspension work on the Specialized? Honestly, the bike is comfortable. Again, I'm gonna state, I am not a professional bike reviewer, and I probably couldn't say, oh, well, this has 0.006 better levels of compression. It's supposed to give more compliance and supposed to be more comfortable ride. I haven't noticed it. The only thing that I can say is at the end of the day, I'm ready to go walk around town. I don't just want to go into the hotel or sit in my tent and say, oh, I'm so beat, I can't do anything. If you look at the suspension, you can see it will compress here, but I don't normally feel it. I just feel that my neck isn't sore, my shoulders aren't sore, so it's got to be doing the job. To carry the load, I've got two fork panniers up front. These both carry 5.8 liters of gear. A frame bag, which basically carries my repair kit and hydration and some food. And then towards the end, I've got two 10-liter panniers, one on each side. This is my hydration kit, Cliff Bar, and repair bag. This is an old Timbuk2 frame bag I've had for maybe 10, 11 years when they first started going for frame bags. Doesn't quite fit, but it's close enough. And close enough is good for me because it didn't really cost me anything to change it. So it does have this water bottle opening here for a water bottle, but all the contents were pushing down on the water bottle whenever water bottle wasn't in here. So what I did was water bottle cage in here, which keeps that opening from being compressed by the weight of whatever's in the larger pocket. And then the water bottle bosses, I cut a hole with an X-Acto knife to match up with the cage. And then I put the water bottle bosses in there, so the cage now keeps the cavity open for when I'm taking out and putting the water bottle back in. In the main compartment, I've got a 2-liter water bladder. Now that doesn't fit exactly. I do have to fold it, so I'm only able to hold about 90% of the 2 liters. Cliff Bars, of course, and a mini pump. It has a map pocket here, which is a good size for a phone, maybe some more Cliff Bars. And then I thought, what am I going to do with this front pocket? It was just kind of a waste. My chain lube, spare tube, tire levers, multi-tool. These fork panniers mount onto proprietary mounts. So it's just a little flick of a switch, lift up, and they're off. So horizontally aligned, it attaches to the seat post, but to keep it vertically, there is a little through axle that goes down here that connects it. So these little tabs on the through axle, the tail fin rack grips it right around here, clips right into it. So super strong, super versatile. I can use it on multiple bikes. Left side is personal kit and camp kit. Chamois cream, because chamois cream. Extra GoPro batteries, a chain lock, because you never know. Thermocell. This is a great little rechargeable unit, so when I do get to camp, just fire this up and mosquitoes are gone in about 5-6 minutes. Headlamp, charging cables, chargers. This is a little lighter, and some fire starters. Eyeglass case, because as you get older you need prescription eyeglasses. Lysol, use that bowling alley trick. Spray your shoes at the end of every single day. A Be-Free water filter. I got a 20,000 milliampere hour battery pack. You're gonna notice there is no stove in here. For like the last 3-4 tours, I have not carried a stove with me. I find it takes extra space. It requires that I carry the stove, the cook set. It requires that I carry extra food that I have to cook at camp. And if I'm going to be making coffee in the morning, I'll want the coffee and the creamer and the sugar. So I don't like coffee black. I have found that where I tour, I can either do two things. I can find a sub shop. Subways are ubiquitous, right? So I can find a sub and bring it back to the campsite needed, or I can time shift my meals and I can eat dinner at 2:30 or 3 o'clock as I'm passing a restaurant, and then just head off to the campsite at 4 o'clock. On the right side is my sleep system. Dun, 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 dun. It came from beyond. It's a 30-degree down quilt. This thing will loft up and keep me uber warm at night. And I'm not traveling in when it's 20 degrees outside. Neo Air Thermarest pad. This is an inflatable pad, inflatable pillow that goes underneath. It's important to get some really good rest at night. So I want to make sure that I have good stuff for my sleep system. And the other thing is an iPad Pro that I'll keep in here. I keep it on this side to kind of balance the weight out on the left side and the right side because I have a lot of personal items. I like the iPad Pro. It's a luxury, but if I'm in camp at night, it's got a larger screen. If I'm in the hotel at night, I can stream Netflix, HBO Max, or watch something while I'm just kind of relaxing at night. Tailfin pannier. This is my shelter. It is a big Agnes copper spur bike packing tent because it's got the shorter poles. The poles are only about yay long. I have strapped around this particular pannier 2 voile straps. You never know when you're going to need to strap something to your bike. Case in point, I had a sub that I got at Dave's Cosmic Subs in Mount Vernon, Ohio, and I had no room in my panniers for it, so I took off the voile strap and strapped it to my top tube. Clothing. I can fit everything that I need in one 10-liter pack, plus a little bit more. I've got a little bit extra room in here. I go with the theory of 1 on-bike and 1 off-bike set of clothes. First thing up, I always pack in last. This is my rain gear, just in case I need it during the ride. This is a Showers Pass Elite rain jacket, Patagonia R-style fleece. It's got that waffle pattern, which keeps air flowing around. This is both on bike and off bike. This is my insulating layer. Of warm gloves. These I can either wear like this, or I can put the wind shell over. 2 pairs of socks. I like Smart Wool. They insulate very well. They keep my feet warm. They keep them dry. 1 pair of underwear. Don't worry, Mom, it's always clean. 1 pair of off-bike shorts. A beanie to keep my head warm while I'm sleeping. A shirt to go walking around in after I get off the bike. As far as on bike goes, I've got my mountain bike flat pedal shoes. These are 510s with a super grippy Stealth. Smart Wool socks, although I have my great Allegheny Passage socks on today. I have mountain bike shorts. I like these because they got a lot of pockets. I can keep my phone in one of the pockets, very easy access. I can keep my wallet in another pocket. Underneath the shorts, I've got a chamois undershort. I've got just a basic t-shirt here. This is a Rafa. It's a quick dry antibacterial t-shirt. It's also got a lot of colors on it. I'm easily recognizable. I like to wear sun sleeves because I don't like to put a lot of sunscreen on all day long. So these are just Pearl Izumi sun sleeves, and they work very well so that when I do need sunscreen, I only need to apply it to the back of my neck, my ears, my nose, and that's it. I've got cycling gloves. Even though I have those custom grips, these just make the ride a lot nicer. I have a cycling cap. This is a quick drying Walls cycling cap. And then I have a helmet and sunglasses that go on top of it. And that's all I'm really riding. Before I departed, I figured I'd give you some on the bike shots just so you see how it rolls, see if you can detect any compliance in the compliance junction. You can see the bike is just cruising right along. The tires are probably about somewhere between 35 and 40 pounds. I haven't pumped them up in about a week probably, so guessing they're somewhere around there. The ride is comfortable. The bike is rolling along really well. Really like this upright posture Although I don't want to be on a beach cruiser where I'm too upright, but you can see the bike is holding the panniers and the luggage very well. It's pretty well balanced. The bike is just heavier than it is without the luggage, but it's very balanced. The bike's riding smooth. I can even do no-handed riding if I wanted to, but I'm not. Well, that's a wrap. If you have any additional questions, put them down in the comments below. I have a link to everything that I carry in the description. As always, keep the wheels side down